Okay, so it seems like recently there's been a pretty serious situation that's been kind of coming to light over on Twitter lately, and it's a pretty bad one. And this is essentially to do with a VTuber called Techtaiga, who is now obviously privated their account and whatever. And obviously this was a post put out by the VTuber blacklist that essentially says crimes registered blank offender, which obviously I can't really say too much exactly, else YouTube will take down my video, but yeah, essentially you guys can see what it says there, and it is pretty bad, right? They are like fully convicted and whatever, and it seems like, yeah, like a lot of people are finding this out. They've been involved with, a lot of other VTubers and stuff in the past, and they are only just finding this out and are pretty shocked by what has gone on. So yeah, essentially this is what has happened. They've done even more kind of digging and stuff, and there's a whole timeline and stuff that we're going to go through. Essentially, people saying you are a registered blank offender, Techtaiga, and obviously they said here, legally I'm a registered offender, and actual PDF, no, but angry people don't want to hear my story, and that's okay. I get it. Generally, I do get it. Which again just doesn't make sense at all, because if you are registered, that does literally mean you are one of those, which I think is crazy, trying to say that you're not. And you guys can see there, it says the offenses are right there. Apparently it's in 2021. And yeah, obviously it's pretty terrible. And of course, they've got the Discord ID. So if you guys want to like block or ban them from your server to avoid them from joining, their ID is right there. So you guys can just like copy that down and write it down, because of course, yeah, nobody wants them joining this. Now, again, they did like put their faceless stuff and things in there. I don't really want to share that. I know obviously they are a terrible person, but also, yeah, I feel uncomfortable about sharing like VTuber faces. I don't know if that's just, a me thing. But again, yeah, they do like add a lot of that information down there as well to kind of confirm it. And obviously a lot more people have been talking about it, including Liga, I think that's how you say it, saying, so the TLDR, according to Taiga, when Taiga was 17, they were friends with a 13-year-old in the cosplay scene. Fast forward to 20, realizes that they shouldn't be friends and ends it. 2 years later, they're accused of misconduct by said minor, who is now 17, and says the accuser has multiple people who gave depositions saying said blank contact has happened. According to Taiga, the people are lying because they were an asshole when they were younger, and said people have an axe to grind. Unable to prove their innocence due to not having an alibi, they fight for 2 years but run out of money and are forced to plead guilty to both felonies, resulting in being added to the offender registry. Story end. Now that we don't have any proof of this, I was able to corroborate the timeline, at least based on the public court records. Charges filed in 2019. Court case officially started in 2020, and they did plead guilty in 2021, saying sentencing a document matches what was said in the space as well. 3 years, one suspended for a total of 2 years. And obviously here is the kind of description here, saying judgment of conviction, obviously misconduct with a minor, and that's a felony 5. Dissemination of matter harmful to minors, again another one, and obviously the sentence 3 years, and I think that's another year there, which of course it seems like the total length of the sentence 3 years, portion of sentence to be executed 2 years. So I think it got suspended for 1 year. So I think they had to, I think community correction granted for 2 years. So it seems like, yeah, something happened there. And of course, they say we don't have any proof that this was a false allegation and a coordinated takedown attempt. So folks will have to judge that for themselves. I know some folks were asking if they would put you on the registry without proof. And technically, pleading guilty is the proof in the eyes of the court. Yeah. Even if someone's case isn't airtight, if you plead guilty, that's it. In the eyes of the law, you did it. Maybe Taiga will put together some kind of proof that corroborates their assertion that it was a setup, but in the absence of that proof, this is what we do know at the moment. Take that as you will. When I initially wrote this summary, the OG space was still up. Here's an entire archive copy of what happened. So essentially, apparently they went onto a space, which if you don't know, is like a little voice chat thing on Twitter, where you can speak and whatever. And they did actually record that in a Google Drive. But yeah, Finneco here actually, kind of summarized it as well as actually made the Google Drive as well, with all of the thing, essentially saying that what they said is they blamed the minor, said that he was set up, which I think is pretty crazy. They then blank baited, and then blamed his undiagnosed BPD and autism, and then also apparently doxed where him and his parents lived, made a bunch of excuses and said what he did to them, and I recorded everything that he said. said it's actually impressive that he said a whole lot of nothing for 40 minutes straight. Loki sat there and almost fell asleep. That actually got a headache listening. If anything, bro made the situation worse and proved that he's guilty. And obviously, yeah, they tagged them into a kind of the Google Drive, essentially going through all of it. Obviously, here it is. Here are the videos of what Techtaiga said. We're not going to go through that because, again, obviously, you know, a lot of people have been saying it's a bit of a snooze fest going through, but that is essentially what happened during it in this TLDR, because, again, we'll be here for like 40 minutes if we were to listen to every single bit of the space. But of course, that is the kind of key points to take away from that space, right? And of course, there is also other stuff, for example, like this, where essentially this person says, as owner of Marvel VT, deserves a response. They say, at Techtaiga was inside of our tournament we were hosting and name dropped us during their space. We have been in contact with our not so anonymous tipper because Tiger said their name in their space. Tiger in their space did not mention the same story we were told. Their story was constantly changing, and I have a screenshot of the story I was told. I will continue to add to this thread as it goes on, but multiple people gave me red flags about Tiger's behavior as a person before the evidence became clear. If anyone has questions, I will answer them in the comments. And it says here, he sat me down in a mall. We hung out, we got snacks, and told me he was an offender and that he was hanging out with his minor friend that he painted as super creepy, obsessed with him. They were in Tiger's car in the parking lot alone. He said the person pulled out a razor and threatened to do stuff if Tiger didn't blank them, which obviously it seems like they were just like lying about things to them and maybe like they believed it, which obviously, you know, isn't great. And of course, they then actually share a timeline, apparently, including this saying timeline of events, TLDR, Techtaiga is on the registry, and instead of taking accountability, proceeding to backpedal and call these rumors rather than accepting what they did. Learned about the info on the 25th of, was it March? 25th of March? Yeah, 25th of March, with very credible evidence, such as cross photos, Crime Watch profile on the registry. So again, it's on like an official website, by the way, and other important details. So the meeting, the mods and I held a meeting at 8:11 and discussed how we should handle the situation. We were going to ban him no matter what happens, but we wanted to discuss how we would handle other irrelevant scenarios, such as his response, do we want to talk about him, etc. Then we decided to do the following. Before following any actions, we would reach out to the person who gave us the info and see if they were comfortable with the following actions that we're going to take. One, immediately we would ban Tiger and give him a full professional reason by saying that he's been involved in criminal activity. And so he was the team captain in our Marvel Rivals tournament. So we messaged his team members saying that one of their members has violated community guidelines. We then planned to wait a few days and to buffer and see if Tiger reacts in any way and react accordingly. After almost an hour discussion, we then proceeded with the ban. And then apparently, yeah, he went live and started talking about it. He was live at the time that we gave him the message, and during the stream he stayed on the BRB screen for about 15 minutes before returning. When he returned, he proceeded to say that he would delete the VOD. He then at 6:30 admits that he's going to delete the VOD and says that these were rumors. They're not rumors, right? And obviously it's absolutely crazy that, you know, he would say that they were rumors when it's literally like there is proof. It's on the Crime Watch website. It's on everything. You've been convicted, right? It's not rumors. It's not like, you know, made up. It's something that actually happened, right? We were sent information that they were on the list, but have all the have all the required info on them to know that these are not just rumors, as Tiger claims. 745 admits that this has happened before, which confirms that they aren't just rumors. And correction, they were convicted on the 28th of April 2021 and are currently 27, which would make them at least 21 or over at the age of conviction. And then obviously we go on and he says he then proceeded to make his social private and vague posted about us as well and threw a fit, which I don't believe an innocent person would do. And obviously they say, I wish I could speak out about how the owner of a Discord I left was a creep and kept asking me on VC what was there. I have a bunch of friends who can vouch, but I shouldn't for my own sanity, or maybe I'll go insane. We'll talk about it on stream tonight. Said, no, I'm not a coward. I'm too old to be hiding. Screw you, B. I hope you're happy. I hadn't spent a single day thinking of you, but apparently you're so obsessed with me, you can't share the same space. I'll sit back and watch, which, again, to be honest, like, if you're doing that kind of weird stuff, you know, I wouldn't want to share the same space with you either, right? And I think that obviously during the kind of clips as well, during this live stream, obviously we go through a couple of things here, but, you know, they were talking, for example, about the fact that, like, oh, I wish I was cancelled for something else, like AIR or like stealing art or something like that, which again, it's just like, it's almost like they don't think like this was their fault, right? Like this was something that they did. You know, you were fully, you know, within your own kind of, I guess, what do you call it? Like you're within your own kind of decisions, within your own kind of, you know, fault for doing this kind of stuff. You're like, oh, I wish I could have got cancelled for something else. Well, it's too bad because you did this stuff. And now, you know, people don't like you for it, right? And of course, like, apparently you're blaming, like, other people for the fact that you're not getting cancelled for, like, you know, using AI or something, rather than literally being a PDF, right? I think it's crazy that, you know, they're trying to, like, deflect it in that way. But yeah, I mean, it is pretty bad, right? And obviously a lot of people have been covering it. A lot of people have been kind of calling it out. And it seems that they have gone private. And yeah, many people very wary now of what is going on. And it is pretty concerning that this has been, you know, taking place and nobody knew, you know, this entire time. Well, I say nobody knew. Apparently some people knew, but, you know, didn't really say much. But again, yeah, it seems pretty interesting situation. Of course, if there's anything else that is added to this, I'll give you guys an update if they actually like fully respond or whatever. Maybe I'll give you an update. But again, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But it is very, very interesting at the moment. But yeah, that's what I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code Kazza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.